Children, now let us continue the discourse of ninth standard, that is about the linear equations in one variable. In 8th standard you learnt about the linear equation in one variable, that is the definition and also some examples and also solution of some linear equations. Children, now let us go through some examples. 3x, 4x plus 2, 3x plus y, x plus y plus z, x square plus 2x plus 3. Here you observe in 3x one variable is there, in 4x plus 2 also one variable is there, but in 3x plus y two variables are there, in x plus y plus z three variables are there, in x square plus 2x plus 3 one variable is there. But here if you observe their highest power, here the highest power of the variable is 2. So this is not linear expression. And here the highest power of the variable is 1, but it is not a linear equation in one variable. Three variables are there. And now you consider 3x plus y. It is an expression having two variables. It is a linear expression, but it is having two variables. It is not a linear expression in one variable. So you consider 4x plus 2. It is a linear expression having one variable. Here the variable is only one x. Now you consider this 3x. It is also linear expression having one variable and having only one term. It is a monomial. It is a binomial. So here let us leave all this because they are not the linear equation in one variable, because this linear expression is having two variable, this expression is having three variable, and this expression is having one variable, but the highest power of the variable is what? That is 2. So here these are not under the linear expression in one variable. Now you consider this 3x and 4x plus 2. If you put 3x equals some number or some constant, 3x plus 8, 3x equals 8 or 3x equals 9. Now you got the equal sign. Now it becomes linear equation. Similarly, if you take 4x plus 2 equals, you can write equals to 0 or equals to 8, equals to 10, like this way. So here you got the equal sign and the highest power of the variable is 1. So it is a linear equation in one variable. This is also linear equation in one variable. So you can give many examples. Examples of linear equations in one variable. One variable. Here see the condition. Equation, its word is there, and one variable. And linear. Here linear means highest power is 1. Equation means equal sign must be there. One variable means only one variable must be there. Then only it becomes the linear equation in one variable. You can give any number of examples here. So let us take 2x plus 8 equals x minus 7. Here linear expression is there in the LHS. In the RHS also linear expression is there, and in between them equals symbol is there, equal sign is there. So you can consider this is a linear equation in one variable. Similarly, you can give 2y plus 3 equals 8y minus 6. Here also two expressions are there. Both of them are having the one variable with power 1. So they are the linear expression, and in between them there is equal sign. So they are the linear equation. Here it is a linear equation. Now you take one more example. So you take x equals minus 7. Children, you know the method of solving the linear equation in one variable. Linear equation in one variable. Now let us take one example. Y minus 10 equals 15. Here we see the variable is y. Only one variable is there. How will you find the value of y here? Solving means finding value of the variable. Then you write y equals 15 minus 10 you transfer to the RHS, it becomes plus 10. So you got y equals 15 plus 10, that is 25. So here you got the value of y, that is the solution of the linear equation y minus 10 equals 15. Then you take the second one. So let us take 6 equals z plus 2. 6 equals z plus 2. Here which is the variable? Z is the variable. Now let us solve this linear equation. Let us find the value of the variable. Here z is there. So here you transfer this 2 to the LHS. It becomes 6 minus 2 equals z. Then 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 equals z. That is nothing but z equals 4. Now let us take one more example. Third one. So you take 2x by 3 equals 18. Here you have to find the value of the variable. Then here you transfer this 2 by 3 to the RHS. That becomes x equals 18 into 3 by 2. Here what you have done? We have transferred this 2 by 3 to the RHS. When it is transferred to the RHS, 3 comes to the numerator and 2 comes to the denominator. So you got here 18 into 3 by 2. Then you can cancel 2 1s are 2 7s are. Then you got 7 3s are 21. Now let us take one more example, fourth one. Then you take t by 5 equals 10. Here again you have to transfer 5 to the RHS. Then it becomes t equals 10 into 5. So you got t equals 10 5s are 50. In this way, by transferring the needed terms and coefficient to the other side, you can get the value of the variable in the given linear equation. Children, now let us consider the applications of linear equations in one variable. Now you consider the first application. Angles of a triangle are in the ratio 1:2:3. Find each angle. Angles of a triangle are in the ratio 1:2:3. Find each angle. Now let us consider the three angles are 1x, 2x, 3x. As the ratio is 1:2:3, you know that triangle is having three angles. And what is the sum of three angles of the triangle? That is 180 degree. You must know that. So take, let the three angles of a triangle are, you take 1x, 2x, 3x. Why you have to take? The ratio is 1:2:3. And you know their sum. What is their sum? 1x plus 2x plus 3x. How much we have to take? We have to take 180 degree. Because the sum of the three angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Then what is the sum of these three? 1x plus 2x plus 3x is 6x equals 180 degree. So you take x equals 180 degree by 6. 6 1s are 6 3s are, that equals 30 degree. Here you got the value of x. But what is required here? You must find the angles of the triangle. Find each angle. So here first angle is you take 1x. 1x equals 1 into 30 degree. Because the value of x is 30 degree. So you take 1 into 30 degree. That equals 30 degree. Next to 2x. Second angle is 2x. 2x equals 2 into 30 degree. That equals 2 into 30 degree is 60 degree. Then 3x. 3x is 3 into 30 degree. That equals 90 degree. So which are the three angles? 30 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. If you find their sum, you will get 30 plus 60, 90, 90 plus 90, 180. So you write that. Therefore, three angles are 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree. In this way, by using the knowledge of the linear equation in one variable, you can solve many problems based. Now you take the second question. Two numbers are in the ratio 6:5. Their sum is 55. Find these numbers. Children, what is the ratio here? The ratio is 6:5. So let us take the two numbers are 6x and 5x. So you take, let the two numbers are 6x and 5x. And what is their sum? Their sum is given 55. So you take 6x plus 5x equals 55. Then what is the sum of 6x and 5x? Sum of 6x and 5x is 11x equals 55. So you take x equals. You transfer this 11 to the RHS. Then it becomes 55 by 11. Then x equals 11 ones are 11 5s are 5. X equals 5. Then the two numbers. How will you get the two numbers? One is 6x, that equals 6 into 5, 30. And the other number that we have taken 5x. Then you write 5x equals 5 into 5, that equals 25. You got their sum 30 plus 25, 55. So the two numbers are 30 and 25. 30 and 25. Children, I will give you homework. Here you solve the following questions. Solve. First one, x minus 6 equals 7. Second, y by 2 equals 10. Third one, 14x minus 13 equals 5. And fourth one, application level question. Sum of three consecutive numbers is 33. Find these numbers. And fifth question, two numbers are in the ratio 2:3. Their sum is 15. Find these numbers. Here consecutive numbers means you must take x, x plus 1, x plus 2. And their sum is given, that is 33. By using this hint, you must do the homework. Next, let us take the next chapter, quadrilateral, that is understanding quadrilateral. So you know that in the 8th standard there was a chapter, understanding quadrilateral. You know that quadrilateral is a polygon. Then what is polygon? What is polygon? Simple closed curve having only line segment is polygon. And there are different types of polygons. Polygons are named according to number of sides, means vertices they have. Here polygons are named according to number of sides they have, means number of vertices they have. Here number of sides. If the polygon is having 3 sides, what is the name of that polygon? That is triangle. Shape you can observe here. Next, if the polygon is having 4 sides, what is the name of that polygon? That is quadrilateral. 4 sides, quadrilateral. This is the quadrilateral. Next, if the polygon is having 5 sides, what is the name of the polygon? That is pentagon. Penta means 5. So this is the pentagon. Next, if the polygon is having 6 sides, then it is called hexagon. Here you observe, this is the hexagon. Next, if the polygon is having 7 sides, it is called heptagon. Here you observe the heptagon. If the polygon is having 8 sides, then it is called octagon. Octagon means 8. Here you observe the shape of the octagon. If the polygon is having 9 sides, then it is called nonagon. Nanogon. Nano means 9. Next, if the polygon is having 10 sides, it is called decagon. Here you observe, these are the shapes. And you can say if the polygon is having n sides, then it is called n-gon. So here n equals 10, n equals 9, n equals 8, like this way. Now here we have to study about the quadrilateral. Here this is a chapter about the understanding quadrilateral. So now let us discuss about the what is quadrilateral, which are the different types of quadrilateral, and also there are some properties. Before, let us discuss about the term diagonal. Each polygon is having diagonal. What is diagonal? A line segment connecting two non-consecutive vertices of a polygon is called diagonal. Here you know that A, B, they are the consecutive vertices. But here A and C are non-consecutive vertices. If you join them, you will get a diagonal. Here this is a diagonal. Again here B and D are non-consecutive vertices. If you join them, you will get a diagonal. So you can define that. What is diagonal? Diagonal is a line joining the non-consecutive vertices of a polygon. So you can say that a line segment connecting two non-consecutive vertices of a polygon is called diagonal. Here you observe, here is a pentagon. Here 5 vertices are there, and all these are sides. The line segment joining consecutive vertices are sides, and the line segment joining non-consecutive vertices, they are the diagonals. Here you can get how many diagonals? Here one more diagonal you can draw. The square is having 2 diagonals, and this pentagon, here you know that it is a pentagon. It is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonals. Children, now you consider the quadrilateral PQRS. Here, which are the elements of the quadrilateral? You know that 4 sides, 4 angles, and 2 diagonals are the elements of the quadrilateral. Now if you consider the quadrilateral PQRS, here which are the 4 vertices? Listen properly. P, Q, R and S are the 4 vertices. Which are the 4 vertices? P, Q, R, S. And which are the 4 sides? PS, PQ, QR, RS. These are the 4 sides of the quadrilateral PQRS. And which are the 4 angles? Angle P. Angle P means SPQ. Angle SPQ. And angle Q. Angle Q means angle PQR. And angle R means angle QRS. And angle S means PSR or RSP. These are the 4 angles of the quadrilateral PQRS. Now about the consecutive sides or adjacent sides that you have learned in 8th standard. Here the 2 sides with common vertex are called consecutive sides or adjacent sides. Here 4 pairs of consecutive sides are there. PS, SR 1 pair, and PS, PQ second pair, and PQ, QR third pair, QR, RS fourth pair. You will get 4 pair of consecutive sides. Opposite sides, here SR and PQ, 1 pair of opposite sides, and PS and QR, second pair of opposite sides. How many pairs of opposite sides are there in the quadrilateral? 2 pairs of opposite sides are there. Now about the angles. Consecutive angles. Here angle S and angle P. They are the 2 angles with common side. So they are the consecutive angles. So angle P and angle S are the consecutive angles. Angle S and angle R are the consecutive angles. Angle R and angle Q are the consecutive angles. And angle Q and angle P are the consecutive angles. These are the 4 pairs of consecutive angles or adjacent angles also you can see. Now about the opposite angles. Angle S means angle PSR, and angle Q means PQR. This is 1 pair of opposite angles. And angle P and angle R. angle P and angle R. That is the second pair of opposite angles. Here angle P means angle SPQ or QPS. Angle R means angle QRS or RSQ. Angle QRS or SRQ. These are the two different pairs of opposite angles. And also here you can have the two diagonals. Which are the two diagonals? SQ is one diagonal and PR is second diagonal. Quadrilateral is having two diagonals. You know that diagonals are the lines connecting the non-consecutive sides. So you will get two diagonals in the quadrilateral. This is about the quadrilateral. Now let us discuss about the quadrilateral. You know what is quadrilateral? It is a polygon having four sides. Quadrilateral is a polygon having four sides. Now what are the different kinds of quadrilaterals? Common quadrilateral is there, trapezium is there, kite, and also parallelograms. And in parallelogram, rectangle, square, rhombus, all these are parallelogram. Here you know the different shapes of the quadrilateral. Common quadrilateral is there. Common quadrilateral is there. And also trapezium is there. This is the trapezium. Here one pair of opposite sides is there. And also kite is there. Kite is a combination of two isosceles triangle. And also you can have parallelogram. There are different types of parallelogram. You know, square is there, common parallelogram is there, rectangle is there, and also rhombus is there. In this way, here generally you can say parallelogram, but all these are parallelogram. All these are parallelogram. It is a common parallelogram, square, rectangle, rhombus. So here these three are the different types of the parallelogram. You know the rectangle and also square and also rhombus. And these are having special properties. All these rectangle, square and rhombus are having the properties of parallelogram. They are having some common properties. They are the properties of parallelogram. In addition, they are having their own special properties. Rectangle, square and rhombus are having their special different properties. So, let us summarize the common properties and special properties also. Now, let us summarize the properties of different types of quadrilateral. First one, parallelogram. So, what is parallelogram? A quadrilateral with each pair of opposite sides are parallel. What is parallelogram? Parallelogram is a quadrilateral with each pair of opposite sides are parallel. Here what you can observe here? Here the opposite sides, you know that AB and CD is one pair of opposite sides and AD and BC is the second pair of opposite sides. How they are? They are parallel. They are parallel. Here AD is parallel to BC. We can observe that AD is here AD is parallel to BC. AD is parallel to BC and also AB is parallel to DC. AB is parallel to DC. So it is a parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel. And what are the properties of parallelogram? Know that in parallelogram opposite sides are equal. Here AB equals BC and also this AD and AB and DC are equal. AD equals BC, AB equals DC. Opposite sides are equal, you know. Opposite sides are parallel and also they are equal. And opposite angles are equal. Here you can say that opposite angles. Here you got opposite angles are equal. Opposite angle means angle A is equals to angle C, and also angle D equals angle B. That is the common property of the parallelogram. And the third common property, diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Here you know that this AO equals AO, that is from here to here, equals OC. AO equals OC. Similarly, DO equals BO. DO equals BO. Diagonals bisect each other. Here AO equals OC, DO equals OB. That is the main property of the parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are equal, diagonals bisect each other. Next, now let us go to the properties of the different types of parallelogram: rhombus, rectangle, square, kite. Now, what is rhombus? It is a parallelogram with sides of equal length. In rhombus, all the four sides are equal. In rhombus, here it is shown that all the four sides are equal. So, all the properties of parallelograms holds good for the rhombus. Together with that, diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Here first condition what is given? All the properties of a parallelogram. Here this rhombus is having all the properties of parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal, opposite sides are parallel, and also opposite angles are equal, diagonals bisect each other. All these properties are the properties of the rhombus. Together with that, one more extra property, diagonals are perpendicular to each other, and also you can say that all the sides are of equal length. It is in the definition only it is given. All the sides are of equal length. Now you take the rectangle. What is rectangle? It is a parallelogram with a right angle. Rectangle is a parallelogram with a right angle. Here all the angles are right angles. All the angles are right angles. And also it has all the properties of parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are equal, diagonals bisect each other. All the properties of parallelograms holds good for the rectangle. Together with that, each of the angle is a rectangle, right angle. Each of the angle is a right angle, 90 degree. And the one more special property is diagonals are equal. In rectangle, all the four angles are right angles and diagonals are equal. Also, you know that diagonals bisect each other. Together with that, one more extra property, diagonals are equal. Next, let us take the square. So, what is square? It is a rectangle with sides of equal length. Square is also rectangle. Why it is rectangle? Because all the angles are right angles. So, it is a rectangle. All the angles are right angle. But why it is square? All the sides are of equal length. So, here let us take all the properties of parallelogram, rhombus and rectangle. Here square shows all the properties of parallelogram, rhombus and rectangle. How it shows all the properties of parallelogram? In square, opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are equal, diagonal bisect one another. And why it is having the properties of rhombus? All the sides are equal. Why it is having the properties of rectangle? All the angles are right angles. One more property, diagonals bisect at right angle. In both square and rhombus, diagonals are perpendicular to each other, means the diagonals bisect each other. That is the common property. What is the common property of rhombus and square? Common property of rhombus and square, you can have all the sides are equal. and they are having all the properties of parallelogram, and diagonals bisect at right angles. Diagonals are perpendicular to each other, and the square and rectangles are also having common properties. What are the common properties? All the angles are right angles and diagonals are equal in both the square and rectangle. Square and rectangle diagonals are equal. So it is given that square is having all the properties of rectangle. Next, let us discuss about one more quadrilateral, that is about kite. What is kite? A quadrilateral with exactly two pairs of equal consecutive sides. What is kite? Kite is a quadrilateral with exactly two pairs of equal consecutive sides. Here you observe these two sides are equal. These two sides are equal. This AD equals AB. One pair of consecutive sides are equal. Here also CD equals BC. This is other pair of consecutive sides, they are equal. So kite is a quadrilateral with exactly two pairs of equal consecutive sides. Then what are the properties of kite? The diagonals are perpendicular to one another. You know what are diagonals? Here if you join this A and C, you will get a diagonal. If the points A and C are joined, you will get a diagonal. Similarly, if D and B are joined, you will get one more diagonal. How they are? They are perpendicular to each other. One of the diagonal bisect the other. Here diagonals bisect the diagonal bisect. One of the diagonal bisect the other. Here you know that these two parts are equal. So here one diagonal is bisected by the other. And one more thing you can say that here you can observe measurement of the angle B equals measurement of the angle D. These two angles are equal. Similarly, these two angles are not equal. Angle A is not equals to angle C. Here one pair of opposite sides are equal and the other pairs are not equal. That you can observe. That is a special property of the kite. See, observe, kite is a special quadrilateral in which exactly two pairs of equal consecutive sides are there. And the main properties of kite are diagonals perpendicular to each other. One of the diagonal bisect the other, and one pair of opposite angles are equal and the other pair of opposite angles are not equal. One pair of opposite angles are equal and the other pair of opposite angles are not equal. Here you can observe the special property of the kite. Now you can write the difference between the squares and rectangle, and also difference between the rhombus and rectangle, difference between the squares and rectangle also. So children, here one more thing you must observe, the angle sum property of the quadrilateral. So let us take angle sum property of quadrilateral. Children, you know the angle sum property of the triangle. What is the sum of the three angles of the triangle? That is 180 degree. And the sum of four angles of the quadrilateral is 360 degree. So you can take that sum of four angles of quadrilateral is 360 degree. Is 360 degree. That is the main thing you must keep in your mind. So that is the angle sum property of the quadrilateral. You take any quadrilateral, the sum of four angles is equals to how much? 360 degree. Sum of four angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. Children, here is a homework for you. First one, name different types of quadrilateral. Second, write all the properties of parallelograms. Third one, name the following with respect to the parallelogram ABCD. Here is a parallelogram ABCD. Here what you have to name? Name 4 sides, name 4 angles, name 2 diagonals, name consecutive sides, name opposite sides, name consecutive angles, name opposite angles. Now the fourth question, write the differences between rhombus and square. Write the differences between rectangle and rhombus. Write the differences between square and rhombus. Children, listen the lesson, this bridge course lesson carefully, and then you can write the answer to the given question.